What's up, guys? This is Merc Music, and welcome to Call of Duty Vanguard, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The Call of Duty Vanguard beta is over, and I wanted to share my feedback with you guys and Sledgehammer Games as well, because I actually really enjoyed playing Vanguard, despite what a lot of people are saying about the game. But even though I had fun and I enjoyed playing Vanguard, we can't ignore the fact that there's a lot of things that were just straight up wrong with this beta. So at any point in this video, if you agree with what I'm saying and you'd like to see this video get out there more, make sure to like the video, share it with whoever you want to. Definitely send it to Sledgehammer Games. Maybe your grandma would like to watch. Maybe you'll find out if Meemaw's gonna be a playable DLC character in this game. Okay, stupid jokes aside, it's time to dive into the Call of Duty Vanguard feedback. Got my trusty calculator here. I took notes the entire time while I was playing the Vanguard beta. So let's start by talking about what was good with Vanguard. Patrol as a game mode, just its general existence, I think is a very good thing. I love the objective, moving hard points. It sort of felt like playing Safeguard from Black Ops 3, maybe not quite as good, maybe not as predictable, but overall, I like Patrol as a game mode, and it's one of the main reasons I kept playing the beta. The slower kill feed. I like the fact that it is just like Modern Warfare's kill feed, and it doesn't move by too quickly. In contrast to Black Ops Cold War, it just moved too quickly. I don't really like that. I don't think anyone who likes to actually go for clips and make montages or anything like that likes the fast kill feed either. But one thing I will say is that the kill feed could be even better if we had the option to customize it more. Take some notes from Battlefield and consider having the ability to just show your team kills, maybe even just your own kills. Maybe allow us to resize the kill feed and choose how big we'd actually like it to be. Maybe give us the option to change the colors, the visibility of the kill feed. These are all things that would be amazing for the game, but it's not in there. Another feature I really liked was combat pacing, which basically allows you to pick between either like 6v6 or 24 versus 24. This was basically a genius feature that I came up with years ago, talking about the player size to map size ratio. This combat pacing feature in Vanguard allows you to pick exactly the kind of flow that you want. You can choose slower pace, tactical, or you can go insane and play blitz. The reason why combat pacing is such an amazing feature is because you can take a map that is large and boring, and you can now make it fun and chaotic, which is just another positive on the list. Is maps. I mean, overall, they're decent. I don't think they're the best maps we've ever seen, but they're also not terrible either. The destructible elements on the maps are pretty cool, but they could push it a little bit further, kind of in the Battlefield Levolution territory, but I don't know if the full game's gonna actually have that. But it would be nice to see them expand upon that in the full game. I also like the palm tree spot on Gavutu. I hope it does not go away. Shout and destroy is basically what they called this whole thing, where if you're playing search and destroy, both teams can hear each other talking the entire time. That is hilarious for reactions. I didn't really get to play search and destroy at all. I wasn't going for reactions. I was trying to do co-op with every gun. So yeah, I missed that, but I would like to be able to actually play it in the full game, and I hope they consider actually keeping it as a feature. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the good things. Now let's move on to the bad. As I scroll here, we're gonna be on the bad section for a while, so I'm just gonna read this straight from my phone. The minimap. I don't think anything will change about this, but it's really odd that instead of having a classic functional minimap, we have a somewhat useless minimap that only gets better if you use the radar perk, intel, and or a spy plane. Overall, it feels like an unnecessary change, and I don't think it adds any value to the game unless you're a camper. Consider just going back to the old minimap, either in this game or just for future COD games. Broken perks. The demolition perk in slot 3 is just straight up broken. If you use it, you will not spawn with an extra lethal no matter what you pick, and it just makes it a waste of a perk until it's fixed. Kill streaks. I think it's called the mortar barrage kill streak. It's difficult to call in at times, and other times the pullout game is weaker than the Itra burst. It needs to be easier to use. You need to be able to throw it down on the ground and use it whenever. The dog kill streak. Sometimes you get killer bloodhounds, and other times you get toy Pomeranians. Overall, the dog kill streak needs to be more consistent in terms of how many kills they can actually get when you call them in. Out of map glitches and unusual spots. There are ways to get out of the map on Eagle's Nest, either by choice or by accident. There are also some suspicious spots on the maps that you can get into that you probably are not supposed to be able to get into. On Gavutu specifically, there's a spot that literally lets you see across the map because it's not fully textured. All of those things need to get fixed before this game launches. Sound design. Footsteps are still too quiet in my opinion, and they could be louder. All of the gun sounds too similar and don't have enough distinction amongst each other. The voice announcer constantly screaming, "Double kill! Double kill!" I don't even know how to sound like him, but it gets annoying, and I hope that there are more multiplayer announcers in the full game at launch. Patrol spawns. I really do like Patrol as a game mode, but the squad spawning needs tweaking. If someone on your team or the other team is either camping or AFK, they can break the flow of the game entirely since they're too far away from the objective, causing the entire team to spawn around that one person. In general, players should spawn near the objective at all times to encourage objective play and help the flow of the match. Attachments. They not only don't seem to properly display proper stat changes, but some of the attachments are just straight up broken and don't display properly on weapons. I was looking at my gun and it said I had negative 9 million mags. What the f? And bear in mind that in the Vanguard beta, you can only get your weapons to level 30. There's still so many more attachments that haven't been tested out that could be broken. Overall, it seems like Sledgehammer is going to have to do a lot more testing on the gunsmith before this game launches. Level 1 glitch. In the Vanguard beta, our buddy Yato, aka Spaguglio, was not able to level up at all. He was stuck at level 1 throughout the entire beta, and he's already on the fence about buying the game in the first place. I think it's safe to say it's not going to encourage anyone to buy the game if they can't progress through the game on day 1.
How are you still not able to level up? I don't understand. Like, that is a legitimate concern. You were a fucking level 8 yesterday, and now you're back to 1, and you can't even rank up. What is wrong with this game?
No field of view slider on console. Now, again, this one's not going to really matter too much because I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the full game, but the lack of it in the beta makes me question how it's going to affect frame rate and performance in the full game, especially on PS4 and Xbox One. Latency and lag issues. The Vanguard beta suffered from some pretty brutal lag issues. The high latency, packet loss, and extrapolation errors were present in almost every single game that was played on the beta. The server issues have to get smoothed out for the full game so people can enjoy their matches without having to worry about this.
Oh, are you lagging out?
Yeah. What the fuck?
I fell off the map because of it.
Me too.
Skill-based matchmaking. Oh boy, the dead horse is begging for some better lobbies. But for real, skill-based matchmaking is most likely here to stay, and I just wanted to mention it briefly since it has the potential to make or break the game. Strong skill-based matchmaking can lead to reverse boosting and manipulation of stats and lobbies, which defeats the purpose of skill-based matchmaking in the first place. Connection should be the #1 priority for matchmaking, and a random matchup of skill sets amongst players should theoretically lead to fair matches, although there can never really be a guarantee since there's literally so many variables it's impossible to ensure that everyone in any given match will always have fun and play fair games. Sledgehammer Games and anyone else who develops Call of Duty, please consider just having a server browser. This would get everyone to just shut the hell up about skill-based matchmaking since you can just look at all of the available servers for the game at any given moment and pick exactly what you want to play, and it's just random players. You never know what you're gonna get. I can basically guarantee you that would 100% end the skill-based matchmaking conversation because you wouldn't even need it. But again, that's handled by Activision, and we all know how Activision's doing right now, so... Gun-specific issues. Now, this is talking more about weapon balance, so this is a little bit more subjective, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway. Oh, this is a long one. The Itra Burst needs a damage buff, the SCG needs a fire rate nerf, the Bar needs its recoil reduced, the NZ41 and the Volk are fine. For SMGs, the Thompson's fine, the MP40 needs a fire rate nerf, the Sten needs a damage buff. Both of the shotguns, Buckshot needs a damage buff. LMGs overall, I felt like were fine. Maybe look into how effective they are with incendiary rounds, though, because they have so much ammo. The M1 Grand is okay. You could maybe speed up the sprint to fire and the ADS time so that way it actually has more of a fighting chance at closer ranges. Both of the snipers overall need faster handling, so you need to reduce the sprint out time and the ADS time, and consider reducing the flinch when shot with frangible rounds since you basically can't kill anyone if you're hit with frangible. Pistols were overall weak and could use some sort of buff, maybe to damage. The launchers were pitifully weak and could use increased damage and blast radius, especially against counter spy planes and spy planes, because even if you hit one, you're probably not even going to be able to destroy it. The knife was okay, but the knife and the launchers could probably both benefit from getting some kind of attachments or proficiency / kits in the full game to add more variety and improve their performance. So yeah, basically for weapon balance, I feel like some of those like really meta guns could maybe get toned back a little bit. Some of the guns that were really trash could be given some kind of buff to actually have a chance. And it's just kind of weird that you can level up launchers, but you don't get any kind of benefit from them at all. And even though the knife is stuck at level 1, you should still be able to get something for it to help make it better, because if you're just running around with a knife, you're gonna suffer more often than not. But now let's finish up here with the ugly. Gonna start off here with hackers. There were hackers on this beta. Enough said! The game needs a proper anti-cheat to stop hackers from ruining the game. So far in this beta, there have been hacks ranging from people using aimbots to people forcing hosts and ending the games early. It needs to be addressed before launch and for future COD titles. It's just unacceptable. And honestly, since Vanguard is so similar to Modern Warfare and really isn't hyping up the Call of Duty community for this year's release, why didn't they just take some time to break and pause, take an extra year to develop a Call of Duty game that people might actually care more about, and then actually make anti-cheat for Warzone and the upcoming Call of Duty game? And the last thing I have for ugly, which I just really can't ignore, is the visual glitches. The removal of the distortion visuals pretty much broke the graphics of the Vanguard beta. There's all kinds of visual bugs ranging from seizure-inducing light shows to dogs flying around the map like helicopters. And the sun in this game gives me some serious Teletubby sun vibes, and I do not claim that kind of energy in a World War II game. This game needs to look normal without the need for the distortion effects. It's so weird because, you know, most people don't actually buy and play Call of Duty for the graphics. It's just not a thing. But just because that became a meme doesn't mean you have to take it one step further and completely destroy everything about the graphics. I have a section on here just kind of wrapping up things as well. I don't think this is the worst COD game as of now, probably because it's just a beta, but there is a lot of work that needs to be done before this game actually ships out. The Vanguard beta had an astonishing lack of polish, and my best guess is that this game was rushed and there wasn't enough time to actually test and get the quality control where it usually is for a Call of Duty game. This is the highest selling video game franchise on a yearly basis, and even though some of these weird weird glitches are funny, it's also kind of embarrassing. I wish Sledgehammer Games the best though, and I hope that they can take this feedback into consideration. At the end of the day, I'd ideally like to see Vanguard be the best possible game that it can be and improve as time goes on, but that's ultimately up to what Sledgehammer Games does in the coming months leading up to the full release of Call of Duty Vanguard. But yeah, that's gonna do it for my COD Vanguard Beta feedback video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys agree with anything that I said in this video and you want to get it out there, make sure to like the video, share it wherever you can. Anything and everything you guys can do to get this video out there and get the word out there is greatly appreciated. And with that being said, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did and you want COD Vanguard to actually get better, make sure to drop a like. I'll see you guys later.
I don't need to die, bitch.